Let's talk about Frenkie de Jong. Almost 3 months to the day when Gerard Romero, out of absolutely no, sometimes I say, it came completely out of nowhere. I mean, literally out of nowhere. We've just finished watching United's youngsters win the FA Youth Cup, and Gerard Romero drops the tweet of all tweets. 95% chance that Frenkie de Jong joins #MUFC. Barcelona need to sell due to financial reason. The operation will be closed for 70 to 80 million. You what? Out of nowhere. 3 months ago. 95% chance. He was clearly right. Barcelona do need to sell due to financial reasons, and they are vast, many, and more confusing by the day. But arguably, the most reliable journalist when it comes to Barcelona, one of at least, stood up, said something, the world took notice, and you assume Ten Hag had probably been working some magic behind the scenes without anybody realising it. We are about to pull off a coup of coups and bring in a genuinely top-class midfielder. Nope. Now, some of this might not be United's fault, and maybe the truth has been out there the entire time. He don't want to come to United. He doesn't want to go. He wants to play Champions League. I thought on the face of things that there was some merit to the talk that he was just doing it to make sure he got paid from Barcelona. There's been so much drama between him and that club, and United are interested in him, and United have put all our eggs in that one basket. And we've reiterated that we're only putting our eggs in that one basket, and Chelsea joined the fray, and you're like, now we're getting down to the last couple of weeks of the window. He's due to play this weekend, and there's some talk that he will not be selected this weekend. What has happened to us being led on a merry dance like this? So what's happened since that tweet then? You're probably aware Barcelona are in a little bit of a spot of financial bother. They are in huge amounts of debt, and they are still signing new players. I'd love United to treat our debt the way Barcelona treat theirs. The problem that they face now is that what they were probably ultimately worrying all window, they're not able to register the players that they have signed. In La Liga, clubs have got salary limits, and Barcelona have extended theirs. As a punishment, La Liga are not allowing the club to sign on any new players to play domestically until Barcelona are within their salary restriction. The fastest way to get some of the club's salary restriction is to sell some of your highest earning players. Coincidentally, Frenkie de Jong is literally the highest earning player at the club currently. Now, since Barcelona made the decision that they were going to sell de Jong, two major roadblocks have sort of prevented him from coming to Old Trafford. The first is that he doesn't want to leave Barcelona. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that he wouldn't be open to joining Manchester United. I think the most important thing here is he's not keen on leaving Barcelona. He stated in a press conference Barcelona was his dream club. And yes, he's worked with Ten Hag in the past, and that was one of the things that gave me and probably a lot of other United fans a lot of hope that this could be done, was that prior existing relationship. Does he really want to come and join the club that the Glazers built? Biggest team in the Europa League? Manchester United? I could understand if he didn't. There's also reports that his partner didn't want to live in Manchester. I mean, do we need to send her samples of steak bakes to show what she's missing? The second is the money that he's owed, and for me, this is probably a bigger factor. He's owed somewhere in the region of 17 million, although technically he's not owed anything. He deferred wages to the remainder of his contract, and they're trying to get him to renegotiate or cancel that existing contract. They're also talking about taking him to court, saying that the previous regime broke the law when they made him sign this contract. It is getting messy, and I don't mean Leo. He took a wage cut like a lot of the players did, including Messi, during COVID-19. Now, Barcelona then preyed on that. Oh, it's COVID, we're keeping some of the staff on. And which footballer is going to be the guy that says, no, sack the groundskeeper, I want my 500 grand a week? You're not going to do that. So instead of the 17 million euros he signed when he joined, they paid him 3 for the first season and then 6 for the second season, meaning he is owed a shit ton of cash. United fans hope that the second reason was the major one, and I certainly hoped the second reason was the major one in why he wasn't joining the club and that you could get him around on the first one. Doesn't look like the case. As I sit here recording this now, if I feel optimistic, I could say 50-50, but I actually feel like this is swung a little bit over towards Chelsea at the moment, and I feel like he's closer to joining Chelsea than he is United. Another way the club could get around the rule would be to sell some more of their assets. They're selling another large segment of Barca Studios. That's the leading club's creator of NFTs, if it didn't want to get a little bit scammier anyway. They've got loads of metaverse projects, and it spearheads Barcelona's digital strategy that delivers projects that apparently engage, reward, and build connections with its global fan base. They made a sale today, meaning that they can sign new players on, coincidentally. This comes, by the way, in the same week that they cooked the books to the tune of 150 million euros to raise the price at which they sold their 25% stake for the next 25 years in their TV rights, which they got caught doing. La Liga didn't accept. And then the Spanish government levied a 32.4 million euro tax bill on them for the extra money that they declared yet didn't receive, as it was their own money. So where does this leave United now? It feels like United are finally realising after 3 months, we're not getting this guy, and we really need someone else in midfield. It's a terrible thought that the club spent 3 months watching Kamara go to Villa, Basuma going to Spurs, Tchouaméni going to Madrid, whether he was an option or not, and are now shopping in the bargain basement for players like Rabiot. So what does it show? Well, for me, the club's planning is horrendous. And not just on the Rabiot de Jong saga. The fact we was going into the season with 1 times Anthony Martial and kind of a Cristiano Ronaldo to lead our line was horrendous planning. Horrendous planning. Because what happens is, well, what happened? Anthony Martial gets injured, Cristiano Ronaldo isn't match fit, and you don't have a striker for opening day of the season. The planning is atrocious. I could have told you some of these problems last season would bite you in the ass. The way Cavani was just like, nah, I don't play here anymore. You knew he was going. You could have predicted all of these other sales last year. Some of them arguably even could have happened last year, should have happened last year, and you get on with the rebuilding a bit quicker. We have left it too late. You start the season with McTominay and Fred, and apparently it's just been read out today. Ten Hag was unimpressed with their performance. Sound. We've been seeing it for a lot longer than that, mate, and most United fans aren't impressed either. The club still seem asked about money. For all Richard Arnold's talk about the main thing is who the manager wants, okay, cool. We spent money on Martinez. We did. Real money on a real footballer. It was never going to be enough. You needed arguably 5 of them transfers to happen this summer. As unrealistic as that was what was required. Eriksen may have been a free transfer and he may be a good signing, but he was a free transfer. And Malacia was a free hit for the money that he came for. They've spent nothing. Again. The net spend of us this summer is probably dwarfed by what the Glazers have taken out in dividends, and I don't even think it comes close to the loan that they had to get to pay the bills last year. Backroom of the club was supposedly changing, and we said we would give Richard Arnold the opportunity to see what he could do. Unfortunately, my mate, there are deadlines on these things. The deadlines are transfer windows. Those are your windows of opportunity, literally, to make changes in the football club and how we are run. Look who we have signed. Every single one of these people had a personal relationship with Erik Ten Hag. We haven't been able to sign anybody that Ten Hag didn't know. So what are our scouts doing? What is our recruitment team doing? Why did we honeydick Ralph Rangnick into some sort of consultancy role, which I assume was in this sort of ballpark? Why were we so heavily linked with Paul Mitchell for nothing? This is a man who makes signings. You need a man who makes signings. John Murtaugh, for whatever his qualifications are, has not proven you can do this. Best in class. Not even necessarily the best at the club. Rangnick said in a press conference, this club needs open heart surgery. We're a hospital and a surgeon and a scalpel short of being able to do that. Nothing has changed. The pursuit and failure to capture Frenkie de Jong is just a metaphor for how this club has been run the last 17 years. Promise and under-deliver and fail to achieve our targets. Standards have to be higher. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.